Hey guys, market update for you. It's the beginning of December 2021, and I know these are typical, so hopefully it's not redundant, but people go, what's going on in the market? And there's conflicting articles. So here's the latest, and you know our style here at Utah Cribs. We go over facts, statistics, and data so you can be educated on what's really going on. Jake Breen here, Team Utah Cribs at Berkshire Hathaway Utah Properties. So let me share my screen with you. I'll make this as brief as I can, but need to paint you a good picture. If we're talking Salt Lake County, which is what I like to focus on, we're experts in other markets, but Salt Lake really kind of drives at least the Wasatch Front, and most of the percentages I quote are similar in the other counties, Weber, Davis, and Utah County. Right now, as of this morning, there's 805 total properties for sale in Salt Lake County. That is still extremely low inventory. In fact, that's as low as it was last winter. We had a small trend in July of this year where inventory started increasing quite a bit. In fact, inventory from July to October doubled. It was still low, but it doubled from where it was in July over that 4 months. And now it's trended back to pretty darn relatively low. It's not the lowest it's been in 2021, but it's pretty darn low. And that includes condos and townhomes. I'm narrating because I know you have a difficult time seeing these numbers, but this is the count on my screen of available properties. If we remove condos and townhomes, there's 535 total homes for sale in all of Salt Lake. Now, this is mostly resale inventory, so of course there's some new construction and stuff that would add to this. But for those of you that have tried checking with a lot of the large home builders, they virtually have no finished homes. They'll sell you a future home that they'll build if you'll put down a deposit, but they don't have finished inventory. Of those 535 single family homes that are currently for sale, the median asking price is right about $620, okay? So in other words, half of the 535 homes are under $620 and the other half are over. In fact, let me go to page 4 here. So about 120 of the 535, so about 20-ish% of the inventory is over $1 million. Okay, for those of you that are kind of, a lot of people define the valley by Wasatch or by east side, west side. And so let me just give you a quick idea of that. On east side Salt Lake, this is from downtown avenues all the way out to Draper, there's 226 total homes for sale. This is regardless of size, condition, or any of that. And there is one mobile home for $215, but beyond that, the absolute cheapest home is $345,000. And in the, a total of 235, and only 100 of those are under 700,000. And then the other 135 are over 700,000. And another way to look at that is about 1/3 of east side Salt Lake inventory being resold right now. There's only 235 total homes, and about 1/3 are over $1 million. I don't want to make the video too long, so I'm not going to dive into under contracts and solds, but I will tell you it's been a trend for a couple of years now that there's consistently more homes under contract in escrow ready to close than there are available for sale. So what the heck? What's pricing going to do? Is it going to crash? This is a question I get from every buyer we have. Let's answer that, or at least project what we know with some data. This is the last table I'm going to show, so stick with me here. This table shows viewers a month-to-month snapshot of all single-family home sales on a monthly basis over the last 5 years in Salt Lake County. So for example, in December of 2016, 1,029 homes sold for a median sold price of $295, an average asking price of $300. So people got on average 98% of what they were asking. And for a median square footage price of $124 a square foot. Fast forward to December of 2021, 5 years, So far in December, we're only 3 days in, 55 homes have closed. People are getting on average 100% of their asking price. Median price is $595, and median price per foot is $235 a square foot. Now, we can dive deeper in here, but there are some trends that I'd really like to show you on this graph, and I think they're pretty darn interesting. And this helps us, in my opinion, kind of predict a little bit into what the future might look like. Follow me on this, and I'll try to highlight for you. If we go back to pre-COVID and take 2018, we always see a seasonal increase starting around February into July. Every year, whether the market's up or down, we start seeing more home sales and pricing go up. Even in the recession, which people forget this, we did see pricing increase a little bit from February to July, most of the years of the recession. So here's my point. In 2018, in January, median price was $334,000. In February, it went to $340,000, and look how it takes off. Then $355,000, and then $348,000 in April, then $362,000 in May, and then $364,000 in June, and then $365,000 in July. Then, this is typical, it cools off a little bit. It doesn't mean pricing overall is going down, but we usually see inventory increase and median price cool off into the fall. So in August of 18, we went to 360, then in September, 356,000, in October, back to 360, in November, 352, and December, 350. So view a little bit of a roller coaster in your mind. 2019, similar, 359 in January, 355 in February, then it takes off again. March, 356, April, 377, May, 387, June, 390, July, 390, and then a cooling off again. Now let's go to the COVID market. Look how 2020 bucked that trend. January 390, February 400, March 2020 410, April 404, May 407. This was kind of peak scare. And then we were over that in 60 days and everyone realized real estate wasn't gonna bust, and look what the market did. June 420, July 430, August 433, September 438, October 438, November 436, December 449, and January 446. So that was a rare year. 2020 was a rare year where we didn't really experience seasonality. Median price just continued to bust upward throughout the winter in Salt Lake. That's a rare trend, guys. You can go back 20 years. It's very rare to see that. All right, so what's 2021 doing? Well, sorry to make it long-winded, but I had to give you that context and history so you understand why I'm diving deeper into this table. 2021, this year, February 469, March 500, April 515, May 531, June 550, July 550, August 545, September 550, October 541, November 550. Okay, I'm not going to count December yet because there's only been 55 total home sales. That's not enough data to make some strong conclusions. But it looks like 2021 isn't 2020. We're not continuing to just bust through on appreciation, but it does seem that 2021 is bucking the seasonality trend of a decrease. It's holding strong. So 2020 was a rare year where median price continued up even through the winter. 2021 seems to be again bucking the trend of a slight slowdown and is remaining strong. Why? As I started this video, we still have extremely low inventory. Okay, so that's one reason. Number two, all of you know supply chain issues by now. It's impossible to get contractors and tradesmen and build, so people are improving their housing and just deciding to stay. In fact, the average US consumer for about a 30-year trend was staying in their home 5 to 6 years. That's now bumped up to 8.5 years over the last 2 years. So that's a whole nother trend. How do we make sense of all this? I can tell you a few things for darn sure, because they always say no one has a crystal ball and you can't predict the future. You can a little bit in real estate, and that's just following trends. Of course, there could be a disastrous event that changes all this, but we all know how rare that is. So if you look at the data, I would tell you this. One, inventory is not just going to balloon up overnight. Unfortunately, in this low inventory market, we are going to see stabilized, if not continued increasing pricing, especially under 700,000 in Salt Lake County, because that's where 50% of the affordable housing is priced at. And it's so tough to get, and there's so very little of it. In all of Salt Lake, East Side, West Side, there's only about 250 homes under 700,000 right now, period, that you could buy. And trust me, you wouldn't be happy with the condition of a lot of those. Two, yes, have multiple offers and all that cooled off. Yeah, in April of 2021, we saw a median list to sell price ratio of 106%, meaning on average, 1,027 homes sold, and those people averaged 106% of their asking price. So yeah, stuff was getting bid up. But that pricing is remaining stable. Inventory is still staying low until we see that inventory climb up. We're just not going to see decreased pricing. How does that happen? My personal opinion, and this is disputed quite a bit, but my personal opinion is that for our generation, interest rates are a big deal, and they've been insanely low and super suppressed. And so when they do trend up, sorry, boomers who are listening to this, boomers will say, oh yeah, we had higher rates in our date and time, and when they went up, which that doesn't always negatively affect the market. I think for our generation, can they go up a half a point or a point and the market stay relatively strong? Yes. Anything beyond that, I do think it will really slow the market. Are there predictions that that's happening though? No. Are there predictions that that's going to happen in 2022? Not really. Maybe a little bit. So what do? If you're a buyer on the fence, unfortunately, it's not getting cheaper for you. If you're a seller, great. You're excited that your property's gone up, but if you want to move, it truly is still the time. I'm not trying to give you a sales pitch. Why is it still the time? Because yours has gone up, but so is the one that you're going to buy. So if you're staying in the state and making kind of a lateral move or an upgrade, your new one's not getting any cheaper. So why would you want to hurry and move while pricing's still doing this? You get top dollar for the one you're selling. Yes, you pay top dollar for the one you're buying, but here's the point. If you need to loan money, you're locking in that low interest rate. And at some point, maybe not 2022, but in the next couple of years, at some point, we do see interest rates go up. We have to curb inflation and a bunch of other things. And at that point, you're going to want to be in the house. You want to stay in long term. You're going to want to have a locked in super low interest rate, because there really isn't a time in US history where we've seen super suppressed rates for so long like we have. I mean, roughly a decade. I know they're super low now, but roughly a decade. We've been 2 and 3% anytime within a year's time frame. We've never really had a time in the last century in the US where they're super suppressed and then they go up and stabilize. I believe, and I'm calling it the deep freeze, that's going to cause a lot of people who could afford to upgrade to decide to just stay in their house, because why pay more on interest rate? So that's probably a lot to handle. But our slogan here at Utah Chris. We educate you so you can make an educated decision when it comes to your real estate. Have a great day, everybody.